Hey everybody, I am back with my gold pen and I'm here to chat. I honestly do enjoy like just making chatting videos, so like I'm sorry if this is like all you see on my feed. It's just because I enjoy doing it and I want to kind of like build um like a level on YouTube where I'm more comfortable in posting and in doing other stuff before I start to like branch out to maybe like blogging or like taking on different types of content. But for now, this is what I'm comfortable with, and I want to be more consistent before I even start to venture out and do other things. So I'm gonna start here, and I do enjoy this format because I feel like it allows me to actually keep myself accountable because they're, more. It's more accessible for me. Like I feel like it's very easy for me to just pick up my camera and start recording rather than having to think about editing or I'm editing a portion of these videos, but it doesn't take too long comparing to like doing a whole vlog that might take hours to edit. But I'm just saying this is more simple and more achievable for me right now at this level. But anyways, besides the point, I just wanted to kind of talk about the human condition. I feel like I'm always talking about topics like these, like abstract um, concepts that we all are thinking about, but maybe not a lot of people talk about it. Not a lot of people say it out loud. So I'm here to say that. I'm here to say it out loud. So pretty much, man, it feels like we're just always waiting for something. And I feel like today has been like the first day in a while where I've kind of just been okay with things and I haven't felt like this constant urge or rush to be somewhere else than I'm already at. Hopefully I worded that right. To be somewhere else than I'm already at. Okay, whatever. But yeah, I just didn't have that, constant urge to flee or to run and to be somewhere else. And I feel like I've always had that in me, is like doing anything, even if it's something I enjoy. Maybe I'm on like a vacation and I'm like in a different city. I enjoy it for a bit, but eventually I'm like, I want to go back or I want to be somewhere else. That's the whole thing, is that like you always want to be somewhere else and you're always waiting for the next moment rather than actually living and experiencing what you have in front of you right now. So I'm just so confused, but also just interested, like fascinated by it. Like, why is it that we always seem to be programmed in that way, that we can never feel satisfied or fulfilled by the moment that comes, but it's always something that we have to look forward to in the future. Like it's always something that we're waiting for. Why are we always waiting for something? Who knows? But this is just the human condition that I feel like most people can relate with. And why I feel like it's even an issue in the first place is that when we're constantly waiting for something, it makes it so that there's like never an end point. Like there's never an end goal into what we're waiting for, because it's always something. Like it's endless. Like this is such a perpetual cycle in life that we're waiting for something. And it's funny how we assume in these moments it feels so real that the next thing that we want to attain is what is going to be the thing that does it for us. But this has been going on for years. If you think back to think about how old you are. You've been doing this for years. If this is what you do, waiting for something, you've been waiting for years. Like there's never a point where you arrive at any like stage in life or whatever, any level, and feel like this is enough. I feel like I've made it, because we've been doing this for years. That's honestly like the only evidence I needed to then convince myself otherwise, because if not, then I would allow myself to be consumed by these thoughts and actually believe them to be true. Like, okay, maybe I do just need to wait for the next thing to come. Maybe I just need to wait for this relationship to come, or for me to graduate, or for me to get in this job, or for me to have these friends, or maybe I do just need to wait. But it's like you could only tell yourself that for so long without realizing that like this is what you've been saying for years. You've just been telling yourself to just wait. And it kind of sucks to think about it, because you're like, man, like, what then am I ever going to enjoy if, the very thing that I'm waiting for, I will get to that point and then I'll just be waiting for something else. Like the very thing that I'm waiting for right now in this moment that I believe will, give me the greatest joy and pleasure that I've ever experienced in life, and that will be the ultimate source of my happiness. That very thing I'm waiting for, I will arrive at that point and still feel like I need to wait for the next thing. So it's like, what, what then is the point? What are we doing? Like, why are we living in this way? You know? And I think it's just one of those things where, you really can't come out of it until you realize how just absurd, like, this is just like, this is absurd, the way that we think and the way that we move, like, operate and are conditioned to think about life or view life, because this is not like, like, I'm sure that in a sense this is helpful, because to have something that we're looking forward to kind of does help us to be motivated in the present, and helps us to, kind of have something that, gives us joy, and we know that sits there in the future. Because, like, say you're at work and you're having a tough time, and you don't want to be there. It's nice to think that, like, okay, you have like a good, like a nice home cooked meal at home waiting for you, or that you have somebody to come to, or that, like, you're doing this after work. So it's like, I do definitely understand that, because I feel like in moments, a lot of mundane moments in life, we're just kind of finding things that we can look forward to kind of distract us from the pain or the discomfort that we experience from these moments. And so now that we're talking about pain and discomfort, I think it really just narrows down to, emotionally, we cannot regulate our emotions well, or our emotional state well. So whenever we do experience like pain, discomfort, or just friction and whatever it is that we're doing, we're having to jump to the future and search for some type of distraction, some type of thing, whether we're like maladaptive, like ruminating on something, or dreaming, like daydreaming on it, whatever it is that we're doing in the moment, just to distract us from what is going on in front of us. And so this then is just like, okay, maybe we can work on that. And I'm just like, I'm not even here to like criticize, because this is something that I do. So I'm really just working it out as we, like, literally you are seeing me actively working out this whole topic. Like I have no real like set solutions. I'm kind of just making it up as we go. But that's the thing, that's the light of all of this, is that nobody really knows, and we are all really just making it up as it goes. Like, you can have an idea, you can have a belief, you can have beliefs, you can have moral systems, but like at the end of the day, you're still kind of just figuring it out as we go. And that's the point of this video, is that I don't understand why we're always waiting, but maybe who knows, maybe there's just a greater purpose for that why we're conditioned and wired to do that I just can't see or understand. So, or maybe it's fixable, maybe it's something that we can work as a society to, like, actually go through real techniques and strategies to prevent this from happening in the future, or to kind of like mitigate this. So I'm just talking right now because once I lost the plot, like once I lose the plot of what I'm saying, I just start to talk, and then I have to remind myself it's good to just like you're fine if you just want to end the conversation. Like once you've already said all your points and got everything you wanted to say, you can stop talking. So I'm gonna do that. I'm gonna stop talking. I'm gonna allow whatever I said to sit with you guys, and do as you will with this information. If you enjoyed this video, comment down. I know this was just like all over the place, and this was just me chatting, but maybe you got something from it, and maybe you enjoyed listening to me. So yeah, comment down below, and I'll see you in the next video when I actually talk about or do something that's different, or I don't know what I'm gonna do, but yeah, I'll see you in the next video.